But here's a speech that does matter, and it's by Shakespeare. And it's a precious speech personally, and for you too, because it's from a play that he helped to write. It's an oddity people forget that in Elizabethan times plays were written often by a group of authors. And together with others, Shakespeare wrote a play called Sir Thomas More, about the Catholic martyr. And it was never performed in his lifetime, nor for centuries afterwards, until 1964, the quadricentenary of Shakespeare's birth, when I got to play Thomas More. So you're looking at the last actor who will ever be able to say, I created a part by William Shakespeare. That's the personal side. The general interesting thing is that a copy of this speech I'm going to do for you, in Shakespeare's own handwriting, is in the British Museum. Or is it the British Library? One or the other. It's on permanent display. It should be. It's the only example of a Shakespeare text in his handwriting. And it's this speech. And it's all about what we've been mainly talking about today. There's a riot in London. 16th century, Henry VIII. And it's the young apprentices mainly who are out on the streets. And they're complaining about the immigrants in London taking our jobs. They call them strangers. And they're causing a fuss, and Thomas More, a lawyer, is sent out to put it right, bank down the riot, May Day riots. And he does it in two ways. By telling them that you can't shout like that in public. You can't cause a disturbance. You can't be violent. It's against the law. And then, being by Shakespeare, he says, and you can't do it because be humane. So someone in the crowd shouts that the strangers should be removed, and Thomas More says, grant them removed. And grant that this your noise hath chid down all the majesty of England. Imagine that you see the wretched strangers, their babies at their backs, with their poor luggage plodding to the ports and coasts for transportation. And that you sit as kings in your desires, authority quite silenced by your brawl, and you in wrath of your opinions clothed. What had you got? You had taught how insolence and strong hand should prevail, how order should be quelled. And by this pattern not one of you should live an aged man, for other ruffians, as their fancies wrought, with self-same hand, self-reason, and self-right, would shark on you, and men like ravenous fishes feed on one another. You put down strangers, kill them, cut their throats, and lead the majesty of law in Liam to slip him like a hound. Oh, desperate as you are, wash your foul minds with tears, and those same hands that you, like rebels, lift against the peace, lift up for peace. And your unreverent knees make them your feet to kneel to be forgiven. Say now, the king, as he is clement, if the offender mourn, should so much come too short of your great trespass as but to banish you, whither would you go? What country by the nature of your error should give you harbour? Go you to France or Flanders, to any German province, Spain or Portugal, nay, anywhere that not adheres to England? Why, you must needs be strangers. Would you be pleased to find a nation of such barbarous temper that breaking out in hideous violence would not afford you an abode on earth, whet their detested knives against your throats, spurn you like dogs, and like as if God owned not, nor made not you, nor that the elements were not all appropriate to your comfort, but chartered unto them, what would you think to be thus used? This is the stranger's case. And this your mountainish inhumanity. Thank you.